G'day folks, today we're going to run you through how to operate a rotary hoe. Perfect piece of equipment for the application of tilling up the soil if you're going to make a new garden bed or if you're preparing the base to lay some new turf. This is the larger rotary hoe. We do have some smaller rotary tillers. Rotary tillers are suited more for softer sandy soil. So the rotary hoe, this example here, is perfect for larger areas, also harder or very hard, very compact clay-based soils. Okay, so this particular rotary hoe, we've got our 4-stroke petrol motor in the front. We've got our drive wheels in the middle here, and then the actual cutting tines, actual rotary hoe part of the equipment is here at the back. The key safety point is this rear flap guard must always be down when operating the machine. We've also got our height adjustment, which adjusts the depth of the cutting, level of cutting of the machine. Pull the pin here, drop the slide, you can see the slide down on the ground there. And so this unit's actually driven along by the petrol motor, and so it's powered to help you operate the machine through the yard or the area that you're working in. So with the cutting tines at the back, you can actually disengage them so you can operate the machine to help actually move it around the yard yourself without having to physically lug it. In scenarios where you're pushing it around the driveway or something like that, you don't actually want to operate the machine, you can just disengage the wheels and that allows you to manually push the unit around. Okay, so now for the engine controls. So we've got an ignition switch up here in the main control area. There's actually a second ignition switch down on the motor, need to switch on. We've got, for a cold start, you need to make sure the fuel's on. For cold start, we have the choke. Make sure that the throttle is in full throttle, and then we're ready for the pull cord. Once the engine's fired up and going, when you're actually wanting to use the unit, come back around to the main control area. We've got our control levers, forward and reverse for the tines, and we've also got forward and reverse for the drive wheels. As mentioned earlier, these operate completely independently, and the unit won't engage until you lift this clutch handle up. So at any point in time you need to stop the machine, just let that go, and while the motor will still run, but the machine won't move anywhere. So another feature of this unit, we've got a couple of options to adjust the machine to suit your particular height. We can wind the handle up or down, and when the unit is in operation, we can actually pull this pin and move the handle up out of the way. So that's actually when you're moving the machine along, you'll actually be walking behind the machine outside of the cutting area. We're ready to start the machine up. So I've got all the right safety gear on. I'll just run through the steps and away we go. Ignition switch on. Second ignition switch on. Fuel on. Choke because it's a cold start. Throttle full position. And pull start. So we've got our drive controls, we've got our drive wheels, forward, neutral and reverse. We're going to put this in forward, and our tine controls. For this example, we're going to put them in reverse so the tines get a nice deep cut into the ground. So a handy tip, we're at the end of our first run here. Perfect example how you can just put the drive wheels into reverse and reverse back out of the spot we're in. So there you have it, how to operate a rotary hoe. Keep in mind this is just a brief introduction to this, how to operate this equipment. Don't forget the staff at Kennards Hire are more than happy to help with advice on which equipment to use and obviously how to operate it as well. For more information, give us a call or check out the website. Just remember, when using the equipment, Kennards Hire recommends the use of safety products at all times. Be sure to use the personal protective clothing and equipment for each product hired, which are available at every brand.
Kennards make your job easy.